Latinos do what for Christmas? I guess that's a thing, but okay. Today, I want to go over some kind of general Christmas traditions, but then I'm going to focus in on the Caribbean and Dominican Republic. By the way, if you didn't know, Caribbean Spanish is the second most spoken Spanish in the United States. That aside, Christmas traditions is what we're talking about today. And there's so many, there's so much that's different. So let's start with what is in common. You've got, let's see, the nativity scene. You can definitely see nativity scenes. You can see it in maybe parks, by churches, by city halls. You can see that sort of thing. That can happen. Totally common. You could see it maybe at people's houses even. And so that's a thing that in some ways is similar. I feel like you see a lot more nativity scenes though than you do in the United States now. I feel like they used to be more common than they are now. That aside, caroling. Caroling can happen, and as someone that grew up in is from the Bible Belt originally. I grew up in the Bible Belt, right? I remember people caroling. I feel like in the past 20 years, I haven't really seen anybody caroling. So I mean that's a change, but in certain countries in Latin America, Puerto Rico, for example, you can definitely, and I say Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, so, but you get my point. You may see people going around and caroling, and if they may be singing like villancicos, which are religious songs, basically kind of like Christmas carols, we'll say, an equivalent. That aside, we're going to go and get to the differences now, because I think those are like the most clear-cut, straightforward things that are in common. You do get like family getting together and eating a meal, and you get presents being exchanged. Those are the like main things that are in common. And of course, like Santa Claus is being involved, and then there's gift giving. But in terms of the family gathering, you're going to get like a lot of big extended family gatherings, and it's going to be probably going to be bigger maybe than you might be used to at your home if you live in the United States, for example, or Europe. And a big difference is going to be that Christmas Eve is the main day. The main day where stuff happens is on Christmas Eve, which is called Noche Buena. And so you will have everybody get together and eat their big Christmas meal on Christmas Eve. 1. 2, gifts are going to be exchanged on Christmas Eve. 3, people may go to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. And so if you want to look it up and watch it, you could look up on YouTube Misa de Nochebuena, and that's gonna probably give you a whole bunch of results. And so if you want to check that out and see what it looks like, you can find examples of like the full mass on YouTube. That aside, what are people eating is going to be very different. So now I'm going to focus in on the Caribbean and DR, because some of this is in common, like DR and PR, and maybe even Cuba will do some of this stuff. Basically the same. So, and a really straightforward one is in DR, you're going to have a moro de guandules, which is like the Dominican version of rice and peas from Jamaica. So basically you like cook rice together with pigeon peas in the same pot with like tomato paste and seasoning, and it's really good. I really like it. And you can also cook it with coconut milk as well. But not everybody does that. Like in East DR, they tend to do that, for example. Now, so you've got mole de guandules. You have pasteles en hoja, which are like tamales, but instead of like a corn dough with meat inside, you've got a dough that's made of like plantain, like green unripe plantain, and then root vegetables like yautía and malanga coco. That is a name you might see in the U.S. So you got stuff like that being used to make the dough, and then of course there's meat inside, and it won't be spicy. Tamales in Mexico, spicy. You'll get tamales for Christmas as well, but in the Caribbean, you won't get spicy. The equivalent of tamales, which are called pasteles en hoja. That won't happen. And then that will be wrapped in like a green banana or a plantain leaf before you go and boil it. And now, let's see. We've also got ensalada rusa, which is potato salad. And it could have beets in it. Or it could not. It depends. You find both versions. It'll be like, hard-boiled eggs, potato, carrots. I find like those are the main ingredients that you find throughout ensaladas rusas. And then of course, like mayonnaise. And like I said, it could have beets, for example. That's a common addition, and that's actually really good. And you'll also find pastelón, which by the way, I'm saving like the best for last for the food. Like the mainstay I'm leaving for the end. Pastelón is like lasagna, kind of. It's like, or like a casserole with layers of ripe plantain and then meat and then ripe plantain, but it's gonna be like seasoned meat, and you're gonna have cheese on top. So it's like layered plantain and meat on top of each other, and then cheese, which is melted on top. You got a layer of that. It's really good. And basically, this is not like an exhaustive list, but the last thing's going to be like lechon or pernil asado. So like roast suckling pig, like a full pig, or a roast pork butt, which is the shoulder. You'll see that, and it's delicious. You don't always get suckling pig, but if you don't have suckling pig, you'll get pernil. Next up, it's going to be one or the other. What you won't find is you will not find turkey, which I think is something that you will find in the U.S., but that you will never find like in DR. That just doesn't happen. You're going to have either a suckling pig or you're going to have a pernil, usually the pork butt. In terms of drinks, you'll get ponche, which is going to be like alcoholic eggnog, and it could be like coconut could be used to make it, which the one with coconut's delicious. But you may find a different name being used for that. And then another big difference is you will have lots of music. Merengue, bachata. It's going to be like Christmas version. Like that's their Christmas music. It's not like the traditional songs that we necessarily think of in the English-speaking world. But you can go on YouTube. You can search merengue navideño or bachata navideña. Pluralize it. Merengues navideños, bachatas navideñas. And that will give you like probably some mixes. I'm saying probably, but I know for sure it'll give you some mixes. And so you can just click on them and you can hear what Christmas music sounds like from DR, for example. And I'm sure that you could go and do that with other types of musics from other Spanish-speaking countries as well. But again, I'm focusing on the Caribbean and DR right now, so I can tell you for sure, merengues navideños, bachatas navideñas, you'll definitely find that. And so you'll find people dancing, and you're just walking around, you'll hear music playing on the 24th. And maybe in the afternoon, or maybe all the way up to midnight, you could have people opening presents at varying times of the day. And like I said, there's midnight mass, which will go after midnight, obviously. And online, it seems like it could be like an hour and a half, 2 hour mass, depending on where you are. Then on Christmas Day, so I said that like the main stuff happens on Christmas. Christmas Day, you may have like a present from Santa is opened, and you may also have a, like the kids will wake up and they'll follow a trail of soot from the fireplace or that sort of thing. Some sort of evidence of Santa's arrival, and then the gift underneath the tree, which, by the way, yes, you will have Christmas trees, but you will not have real trees. It will be one of those like plastic trees, like they're not plastic, the ones with like the wires. I can't think of what those are called right now, but like the artificial trees that you can get where you like put them up. They're like in pieces, they break apart, and then they've got like the limbs, which you can bend upwards, bend down when you want them to be splayed out, and put the lights and the ornaments on them. That's something that you will also find in common. Just that they'll do it with that artificial tree. But speaking of, trees, you may also find like palm trees where they've gone and decorated them. And you can go to parks and you can find them maybe decorated. They'll have Christmas decorations, and you can walk around and they have music playing. That's another cool thing that you don't necessarily find. And you certainly don't necessarily find palm trees decorated in parks in the U.S. If you are finding parks decorated. On Christmas Day, you will also get, like, it's more a day of resting and relaxing, but you will also probably have relatives come by, or you may go visit relatives. That's also something that happens, but it's usually like a laid back day to spend together with family. So that's also, in a sense, like a difference in from what you find in the American experience for Christmas Day, where a Christmas Day in the U.S. may be you get together on, it typically is you get together and eat, and you probably do gift giving before and or after. It depends. So you may do like, I find it's very common to, if you have kids, you get up and you'll do gift giving, like you'll unwrap presents under the tree, sometime between when you wake up and like 2 p.m., something like that. And then you'll eat in the afternoon and spend time with family. You may, if people are coming over, you may have some gift, giving going on after the meal and or before that meal. So it just kind of depends. And so that's pretty much it for Christmas Day. And yeah, that's most of what occurred to me. I'm sure that there's more that could go on about, but hey, this is just kind of a way that I hope that y'all can get to learn a little bit about culture. Maybe if you go and check out that music, you might find something that you like. Until next time, y'all take care now and keep learning. Bye-bye.